How would you like to hold your audience's attention right through your video and with your camera only taking one fixed angle and size shot? Normally, that's a recipe for boredom. But use this simple technique and it's like having 2 or 3 camera people tracking your every move. And now you can see what I'm talking about. Those videos where the person is here 1 second and here the next. It's called a jump cut. Why do people do that? Is it just to keep your attention? Well, of course it is. And there's a big advantage in shooting this way when your camera never changes position. It means you can shoot fast and put the excitement in later. And as we all know, an exciting video is a video people will take action on. Or is it? Do people really clickety-click all over your offers just because you're jumping all over the place? In a moment, how to best use the latest version of the old-fashioned jump cut. First of all, know that the jump cut can be an outstanding way to keep and hold your audience's attention. Technically speaking, you're not holding our attention, you're resetting it. And in the resetting, our brains need a moment to refocus on you. It happens in a split second. So often, the jump cut is used to emphasize an important point. But it can be overused. And the danger in overusing the jump cut is that it can cause your audience to either click away, or even worse, become passive viewers. This is something that Hollywood uses to hold your attention. That's why they shoot all those crazy angles and change them every 2 seconds. So how should you use jump cuts? Well, first, you need the right background. Jump cuts work best against a non-realistic background, and the best non-realistic background is just a plain color or set of colors. You can use a real background, and in that case, be committed to the grungy, more internet marketing style of editing. In fact, the more you change it up, the edgier it seems, and the more that crowd will like it. You can even change it up several times within a single thought. Secondly, once you set up the fact that you're using the jump cut, you have to keep using it. You can't just do one jump cut near the beginning of the video and then stand there talking for the next 10 minutes. You need to find those places where you can cut naturally and without driving your audience crazy. So try this rule of thumb. Use a jump cut every time you change the subject, every time you want to emphasize a point, and every time you feel the energy getting low. As for how to do it, well, every editing program is different, but they will all let you do what I'm about to show you. So let's go to Final Cut Pro and see the basic technique in action. So here we have our basic shot sitting on the timeline. When we find the part we want to change, we grab the razor and slice it at that point. Then we play that section up to the point where we think we've had enough of that piece, change it up, then make another slice. Now we have this piece of footage that we can change and it won't change anything else around it. The question is, how much of a change do you need before it's really perceived as a change? Rule of thumb, try at least 112%. Now, when you do this, you can move the image around a little bit. You can even change it up. I'll increase the size up to as much as 130% sometimes. You can even change it up. That lets you move the image around quite a bit. Of course, this only works with HD video. If your camera only shoots SD, you can't really play this game because it'll rip the image to shreds as soon as you get to about 102%. So what about just moving the image around instead of changing the size? Well, here's another rule of thumb. If you change the position of the image, also change the size, unless the reason you're changing the position is to bring in some text. And how often do you need to change the image size? Well, that depends on your audience. The younger they are, the more change they can take without getting annoyed. But for the average business video that's around 5 minutes long, if you look at finding a logical cut point every 10 to 20 seconds, you'll create a video that will probably be more successful at resetting people's attention all the way through. I love Downton Abbey. Of course, jump cuts aren't the only way you can reset people's attention, and we'll be talking about that in future videos. Now, obviously, there's more to making a video than jump cuts. You need to know how to shoot with the right composition and exposure and, get the green screen right. It's a lot, but you can learn it, and you can start with our free Fast Start Video Marketing Kit that you can pick up right now at brainyvideo.com. So I'm curious as to what your biggest challenge is in getting and holding the attention of your audience. Or what's your favorite technique for making videos appeal to the right audience? Please leave a comment below, and maybe we'll expand on it in a future broadcast. I'm Steve Washer with brainyvideo.com. Happy shooting.
I love Downton Abbey.